For today's coffee break coaching, you just need a pen and a piece of paper. Now, I've got a whiteboard here, partly because I can just rub it out when I'm demoing certain activities, but a lot of my clients also now invest in a whiteboard. You don't have to spend too much money on it, because sometimes if you're filling in a long-term exercise, such as this one, you can rub things out as priorities or goals change. What we're going to do today is the Wellbeing Wheel. That's the overall goal. We want to have well-being and positive well-being and an optimal life. So you draw a circle, but this exercise can actually be used to goal set for any goal, but mine is, as I say, well-being. Draw your circle, divide your circle into segments. And in each segment, I want you to set your priorities. I want you to say what is really important to you. Now, I'm going to do these exercises with you because I always think that self-improvement is ongoing, and this is an extra opportunity for me to engage and reflect on some of my thinking. So I think one of my first things here is physical health. And that's important to me because I've only recently started running regularly, and whilst I do that, I listen to positive affirmations, and that really sets me up well for the day, and that's something I enjoy very much. So I want to keep that up, and that's important to my overall energy and my overall ability to do well. So physical. In terms of my emotional well-being, I break it down into two or three actually different segments. The first would be my husband, spending quality time with him and our pets. My dad. Now my dad, we're in the middle of lockdown. He is bubbling with his friends, and so he's okay, and I speak to him on the phone, and that's lovely, but it is nice to spend time with him when I can. And my friends. Having come off Facebook, for me, my friends are really important, and what I find is keeping in touch with them via WhatsApp or phoning or email. It's a much nicer way of interacting. Facebook, people may just like something, you think that friendship's been acknowledged, but actually people are just simply sometimes going through scrolling. You just don't know how they have seen a post. So the way I like to look at it is getting in touch via WhatsApp, or arranging a time to hook up for a Zoom coffee right now, or any online platform type of interaction. So seeing my friends. My work, I love my work, so I think I'm very blessed that I have that, but my work is another priority of mine. That's what I need for my overall sense of well-being. Now, travel is something I really miss, so that is coming in here, but I know I'm not able to do that right now, and that's a real shame. And I've still got two more segments left. Thinking about that, I'm quite fulfilled in this particular way. I think I'm going to put in creativity. I love drama, I love performing, but at the moment I'm creating through content such as this, and I am waiting, I think, for the time that we can get back to performing. And my last priority, so physical, husband, emotional, I think just time for myself. So not necessarily spiritual health, but enjoying solitude and time to read, time to do those pursuits that are quiet and that I can do on my own. So I'm going to put reading down there, because I don't always find time to do that. Now, for me, this makes up my goal of overall well-being. If I have all of those segments, then I'm feeling pretty good about myself. You can use this for any goal you like. So if your goal was weight loss, perhaps you might put diet, going to the gym, running, even maybe getting yourself proper trainers. That could be another goal. So you can use this however you wish. So that's the first thing. You draw your circle and you fill it in with your priorities that you need to fulfill to achieve that goal. The next thing you do is, if you imagine this is 0 in the middle and this is 10 out there, you make a mark in this segment to show where you are so far. So with my husband, we've been spending a lot of quality time together because we are our own isolated bubble. It's his birthday today as well, which is lovely, and we have been celebrating that. So I'm pretty happy with that. We're probably around a 9 or a 10 there, so that's great. My dad, I haven't been able to see quite as much, so he's probably about a 4 or 5, but we do speak on the phone, so that's something. Friends, same thing, haven't been able to see them, but I do try and catch up with them, but probably not as much as I would like to. So perhaps they're down a little bit further here. My work, I love, I engage with that every day. This is also work, and I think I'm doing pretty good with that. So I'm probably about a 9 or 10 there. Travel, well, that's a 0, not even on the board at the moment. I'm missing it. But what I am doing is I'm looking at some of the pictures and videos that I took when we were traveling, and that makes me feel happy. And I'm also taking pictures of where I'd like to go as soon as we are able to and can afford it. Creativity also, I think that's probably about a 4 or 5. Could be doing more perhaps. Maybe I'm waiting to be inspired. Reading, I'm doing a lot of that, so that's about a 7 or an 8. I've just downloaded a couple of new books, which I am looking forward to starting. And my physical health, I'm doing all right. Certainly physically, I'm running every day and getting exercise every day, but probably not eating as healthily as I would like. So I'm going to put that as around a 6. Now, the idea behind filling this in to see where you are is, so you've got an idea immediately which of those priorities you need to focus on. Now for travel, I'm not going to include that in this particular wheel because we all know there are restrictions on travel. But let's look at this. Creative pursuits and seeing my friends, seeing my dad, those are not as filled as I perhaps would like. So those are the areas which I might wish to focus on first in order to move them up a notch. That's moving them up a notch, not moving them up the whole way. So after this little recording, I might call my dad, or I might make an arrangement to see a friend, and that will, over an online platform, of course, and that will just bring up that mark a tiny bit more. These little steps to fill out the segment don't have to be massive steps, and that's another reason why this visual is helpful. Not only does it show you where the areas of lack are and that you need to focus on, but it also shows you your go-to things. So for example, work, I'm probably so used to doing that and I like it so much, I just simply will do more work, but that may be at the risk of neglecting some other things that fulfill my whole well-being. So give that a go if you haven't already. But one thing I want to do with these coaching sessions is do the exercise with you. So hopefully in these last 6 or 7 minutes, you've done your wheel with me, and do let me know how you get on with it and what steps you're taking to push your segments, your priorities up to that 10.